If you were a kid and something terrible happens in your tiny little life, and you have no way to express yourself, you create an imaginary friend. Now, I have an imaginary friend. It's money, peace, and less lower back pain. Meanwhile, as an adult, you have forgotten about your imaginary friends because now you can express yourself better to others, or maybe you've simply just given up, or maybe life just gets busy. If explores the rediscovery of one's inner child. It's like a good old-fashioned family entertainment movie. If is a 2024 live-action animated fantasy comedy film written, produced, and directed by John Krasinski. John Krasinski is the guy who you may know as Jim from The Office and also Jack from Jack Ryan on Amazon. He's also the guy who brought you A Quiet Place franchise. The film features an ensemble cast, but for the sake of how long this video will be, let's just focus on Ryan Reynolds, being the only one who everyone came to see. Well, almost, and also John Krasinski himself. This film was dreamt up by John Krasinski 10 years ago, but during the pandemic he was able to, I guess, have more time to actually write it.
What happened was during the pandemic, I'd had this idea for a long time, but during the pandemic, I just saw the light going out in my kids and I saw them sort of trying to figure out life and figure out what was going on. And I wrote a movie to show them that there's always hope. There's always someone there behind you that has your back and you can always turn to. So we created, there you go.
And with all that said, here is the plot followed by the pros and cons. A young girl by the name of Bay, who has been going through a troubling experience in her life, unexpectedly gains the ability to see people's imaginary friends, referred to as ifs for short, who have been abandoned by the kids they helped. Bay then discovers that her neighbor Cal has the same ability. Together they join forces to reunite the ifs with their former kids. Now for the pros and cons, but I will start with cons. Con number 1. It has a slightly unnecessarily complicated plot, which can be fun to guess who is imaginary and who isn't imaginary. However, it can be annoying for some. It's like, wait, is that guy imaginary? What about that person? Are they is that? No. Maybe. See? Con number 2. Now, I know this is Ryan Reynolds, so everyone feels safe with him. However, I just can't buy into a young girl walking around New York with an adult she barely even knows, even if it's Ryan Reynolds, and her parents don't even call the police. No one's looking for her. She even does this at nighttime. Sure, I'm overthinking this child's movie, but I'm just saying, I just found it hard to buy. Yeah, I definitely overthought it. And that's it for cons. Now, because in context this is a family feel-good movie, let's not overthink this any further. And let's move on to pros. Pro number 1. Steve Carell lends his voice to Blue, the big purple creature. And this is significant because Steve Carell and John Krasinski were castmates in The Office and haven't worked together since the show had wrapped. Pro number 2. This right here.
Keith! What kind of a kid creates an invisible if?
Did you see it? Let me rewind. Right there. That's Brad Pitt. You're probably thinking to yourself, what is this guy on about? Brad Pitt plays an imaginary friend, Keith, which is a running gag in Deadpool 2 when Brad Pitt played the Vanisher.
Vanisher! Maybe the wind can't blow what it can't see. Really?
Of which he demanded to be paid $956 plus a cup of coffee hand-delivered by Ryan Reynolds himself for 3 seconds of work. Now I wonder how much he was paid for this one. I feel like he only did 2 seconds of work. Pro number 3. The big takeaway from this movie is, kids, don't lose your imagination. And adults, please also don't lose your imagination. I think mine's dead. Pro number 4. It's something nice and easy to enjoy as a family like the good old days, before the tablets and phones came in and ruined everything. Pro number 5. There's an impressive amount of voice talent in this movie. See if you can guess any one of them. I feel like John Krasinski asked almost everyone in Hollywood to be on this film.
Blue is played by a up-and-comer named Steve Carell.
I'm Blue.
We have Blossom, a dancing butterfly, played by Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Devilish style, adorable accent. I'm surprised it wasn't obvious.
Lewis is played by the one and only Louis Gossett Jr. A unicorn, played by Emily Blunt.
This is just so exciting.
We have Matt Damon, Amy Schumer, Chris Maloney.
I can find anyone, anywhere. Go!
Now, here we go.
Sam Rockwell,
Keegan-Michael Key.
Last week, I just started falling apart.
Sebastian Maniscalco,
I'm paying good cash, and this slime ball's taking up all the time.
Richard Jenkins,
Matthew Reese. Bradley Cooper.
Okay, you saw this. This is my life in a nutshell, okay?
Jon Stewart,
Well, that's not nice. That doesn't make anyone feel good.
Maya Rudolph, George Clooney, Blake Lively, and Aquafina.
I'm gonna go ahead and rate this movie a 6 out of 10 because I've seen better. However, I do welcome this film in the Rolodex of family go-to movies, and I actually quite like this film. It's simply entertaining. If you have young kids, this is the perfect movie to watch with them. However, if you go to watch this movie by yourself, just remember, it's a kid's movie. Nothing more, nothing less. It's that simple. Just take it for what it is. And that's my 2 cents. If this video brought you any value whatsoever, please like and consider subscribing. It helps a lot. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.